What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday and Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth. A couple quick reminders to play City Skylines and Farming Simulator 19, both offered for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club, which is like in a week. We're almost there. Make sure to download those, play those, come back, and we're going to talk about our impressions of those games. Let us know yours. And our game of the month randomly picked is Pagan Online, which is an very actiony ARPG, similar to Diablo, but also very different from it. Make sure to play that as well. Come back at the end of this week for Game of the Month. We're going to talk about that. Chris gets to pick next month's Game of the Month as well, so stay tuned for that. I have no idea what he's going to pick. I'm very excited to find out. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time, and we're on iTunes, Spotify, and the podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us. And if you'd like your comments to be featured on the next upcoming Tastecast, make sure to type in hashtag AskTLG, and your comment will have extra consideration to be on the show. Also, we have a Patreon link down below if you'd like to support the channel further than commenting, sharing, and liking, and watching the whole video. Everything is appreciated. Thank you for even considering it. Tasty Tuesday. So I got two things I want to talk about today. First being a little bit of Mafia Definitive Edition news, which is pretty much 2K came out and said, confirmed, that they are doing definitive editions for all the Mafia games. This was leaked before, and it is finally confirmed. And by finally, I mean like within the week that it's been leaked. And in fact, I believe 2 of these are out already. So this article is very brief. It's just straight info, which I kind of like. So let's just jump into that. This is via Game Informer. Everything you need to know about the Mafia Trilogy Definitive Editions. It's official. All 3 Mafia games are receiving definitive editions. Publisher 2K Games confirmed the details today about revealing the project last week. However, the Mafia trilogy isn't quite as straightforward as other re-releases. All 3 games are getting different degrees of attention for their updates. So we're breaking down all the major points. If you want to know what to expect and when, then this list is for you. This list is for us. Let's watch this real quick. This Mafia trilogy teaser. I know it's very brief. It's one reason why I did not watch it for this. Okay, this is the teaser. Okay. Okay. All the characters you know and love coming back to do crime. Family, power, respect. That's pretty much the saying around here with fucking TLG. It's all about family, power, and respect. What are they? You can see, by the way, that teaser didn't do anything for me at all. So, what they are. You can see screens and trailers for all 3 definitive editions here. I'm gonna look at that in a sec. Mafia Definitive Edition is remake. Is remake of the 2002. Isn't it a remake? Mafia Definitive Edition is a remake of 2002 original. It is being rebuilt from ground up and will have new dialogue, cutscenes, and features. Cool. Very cool. Mafia 2 Definitive Edition is a remastered version of the 2010 original. In addition to new HD visuals, it also has all the post-release add-ons. Mafia 3 Definitive Edition includes all of the DLC and bonus content for 2016, the 2016 original, but has not otherwise been significantly changed, which makes sense. The game came out 4 years ago. I was about to say recently, but 4 years is getting there. It's been a while. That is crazy that game's been out for 4 fucking years. Each game unlocks unique items in the other 2. You can also get additional exclusive items by pre-ordering Mafia Definitive Edition or buying the Mafia trilogy early. When they release, Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 Definitive Editions are available now digitally. You can get them on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. If you buy the bundled Mafia trilogy digitally, you can access Mafia 2, Mafia 3 now, and will gain access to Mafia Definitive Edition when it releases. Mafia Definitive Edition releases on August 28th, 2020. At that time, the physical version, including all 3 games, will also be available. At this point, too, I think I'd probably just get a physical copy of the whole thing, since it's like a collection. I don't know. What they cost. Buying all 3 games together as the Mafia trilogy costs $60. What a fucking steal. What a steal. Otherwise, Mafia Definitive Edition is $40. Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 are $30 each, which makes sense to me. If you own Mafia 2 on Steam, you will automatically be granted Mafia 2 Definitive Edition at no cost. I need to check my Steam then. If you own Mafia 3 on PS4, Xbox, or Steam, it will automatically upgrade to Mafia 3 Definitive Edition at no cost. If you already own a combination of Mafia titles, you can get a special upgrade offer to complete your trilogy at a discount. And then before I go into my thoughts on this real fast, we got some screenshots of Mafia. This one is Mafia Definitive Edition, and this is, as the Russian article said, this is rebuilt from the ground up. So this is actually really significant, because if you've played the original Mafia, it's actually quite dated. I remember when I played Mafia 2, it was like fucking state of the art, brand new, fucking amazing looking. I think it still looks great. And you go back and play the original Mafia, and it is an older game. It does not play the same, does not look the same, obviously. And I think it's a pretty significant thing to be upgrading the way that game looks to the Mafia 3 engine. I don't know if it said that in the article, but that's what I read in another article. And these are pictures from Mafia. So the thing about Mafia is it had kind of a cult following when it originally came out a long time ago. And yeah, the gameplay was just dated. So for it to get a upgrade graphically, which this looks fantastic. This looks really fucking good. But also an upgrade gameplay wise, to be able to tell that story in a more modern way, I think is really exciting, actually. I've never beat the original Mafia game. I beat Mafia 2, fucking loved it. I played a lot of Mafia 3. I didn't beat it, but it was cool. It's fun enough. It got repetitive. Mafia 2 is like perfect, because you played it, had a great story, had this cool, like, going through the seasons and the life of this character kind of story, and then you beat it and you felt like finished. You felt like you completed a long movie, essentially, and it was satisfying. Look how good this looks. Look at the front of this fucking vehicle. This looks fantastic. I feel like this game's gonna look better than the other two games. That's why it's gonna be 40 and the other one's gonna be 30. That's why I said it kind of made sense, because they're rebuilding this to charge more for it than the other two games that have been out. I mean, they give away fucking Mafia 3 all the time. I do love, though, that they are allowing you to upgrade easily, or if you own them, upgrade. So, upgrade easily. This looks really good. I'm actually really excited for this. So, all in all, kind of already said it. I'm pretty excited for this. I think I will absolutely be buying Mafia Definitive Edition. I mean, that game came out in 2002. That was a while ago. To get that game, I already said this, but like upgrading graphics, gameplay, and be able to go through that storyline is going to be really fucking cool. It's going to feel like a brand new game. Mafia 2 might be worth replaying at this point. I remember beating that game and feeling satisfied, but also going, I don't know if I would beat that again, just because it has no replay value. You beat it, you're done. But it's been a long time, 2010. It's been a grip, so it might be cool to go back and play through that again. And then Mafia 3, I never beat it. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to getting it again and trying it. I bought it on Xbox. I don't play my Xbox as often as I really probably should. Yeah, Mafia looks better than Mafia 2. Holy shit. Although, I saw a video, and I don't have it pulled up, side by side, of Mafia 2 with Mafia 2, the original. And it's a pretty significant upgrade. It's like, I'd say it's like 10%, 15, 20 maybe % better looking. I saw some snow falling that looked pretty fucking decent that was not in the original. So that's exciting. But yeah, all in all, I think this is awesome. I think I'll definitely be picking it up. I think I want to buy the whole collection because I think it's really cool that they're even doing that. Mafia, I feel like Mafia 2 is like very beloved, and Mafia 1 has its cult following, but they still don't have the same kind of the franchise doesn't have the same kind of prestige to it that like other trilogy franchises out there have. It's popular enough, but it's not super popular. So this kind of tells me that they want to get it back out there for people to play again, maybe start talking about it again, possibly because maybe they're working on a Mafia 4, which would be fucking awesome. I would be so for it. Even after playing Mafia 3 and going, it was okay. I'm I'm still so open to the idea of Mafia 4. I'm not soured by the series at all. Because I love 2 so much. The first one's good. 3's fine. I liked it enough. If they announced Mafia 4, I'd be all for it. So maybe this is a way to get the conversation going again about the series before they announce a 4th one. I don't know. But let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the definitive editions of Mafia 1 through 3? Are you excited for them? Are you not excited for them? Are you going to pick up all 3 of them? Are you going to pick up one of them? Which one are you most excited for out of the 3? I think I'm most excited for Mafia Definitive Edition, because that's like the biggest overhaul we're going to see here. We think about the price point of $60 for all 3, $40 for the original, and $30 for the other 2. It's quite a bit of game you're getting for $30. It's quite a bit of redone game for $40, so that's also very exciting. And are you a fan of the Mafia series? Have you played it before? Would you be coming into this as a fan of the prior games or a brand new curious person? Let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. Second bit of news is a little bit of revealing more about the PS5, not through Sony, but through everybody else, because Sony won't talk about the fucking PS5, but devs sure really want to talk about the fucking thing. So, developer says that DualSense controller's haptic feedback will let you feel in-game weather. Now, before going through this, because I've read a little bit of this, but not the whole thing, this really interests me because we heard about this already. With the haptic feedback on this controller, they were saying you're gonna be able to feel gravel when you're driving in a game. You're gonna be able to feel like just all these different effects that are going to go on the controller are supposed to be that detailed. And it's easy to just go, yeah, it's going to do that. You're going to hear that from people and go, oh, yeah, and then you're going to pick it up. It's like back when the Rumble Pack first came out for the N64, or the DualShock, the original one, came out. They're like, you'll feel the game. Well, what does that mean? You're going to feel the game. They weren't wrong, but back then it was just your controller went, and it was fucking cool back then. It's obviously evolved since then, but we've heard this kind of stuff before throughout all of gaming. So, you hear this, you're like, well, what does that mean? Well, let's find out more. On a podcast hosted by former IGN employee Alana Pierce, composer Austin Wintory, game designer, developer Mike Bithell, and voice actor Troy Baker. I've heard of that guy. They discussed the DualSense controller at the end of their most recent podcast. Austin Wintory, one of the developers behind Assassin's Creed Syndicate and Journey, talked about how music and sound effects called Foley in real life for adding it to a game, and sound effects called Foley in real life for adding it to a game. For example, they just go out and record the sound of rain, then they use that same sound in their game. Okay, so they're talking about recording the audio. Bithell says, all I'm saying, Austin, is you're gonna love what they're doing with the controller on PS5, the DualSense stuff. That old DualSense stuff. Bithell also states that he has seen some demos related to haptic feedback, and he talks about how the PS5 controller will let you feel in-game rain with its haptic feedback. They discuss this at 1 hour and 20 minutes in on the podcast. For example, they stated how the Unreal Engine 4 had the default tech audio, and they were outdone by other engines. That's interesting. And similar to the PS5, has Sony's version of 3D. And similar to that, the PS5 has Sony's. This is written weird, man. For example, if you are in a rainstorm on the next-gen game, there will be individual raindrops and have millions of individual raindrops, which is something we heard about before. This is something that Mike Cerny talked about. Tim Cerny? Mike Cerny. I think that's his name. From Sony. He was talking about this new audio engine, and no one talked about it. It was really weird. Everyone wants to talk about fucking T-flops. But yeah, this is something I'm really excited for, and I keep hearing more and more about how you're going to be able to hear individual drops of rain in every direction around you if you have the right audio setup, which is, for me, fucking amazing. The PlayStation 5 reveal date is supposed to be on 4th June. On 4th June, according to rumors. Jeffrey Grubb, who leaked the date of last month's Nintendo Mini Direct, said that the event is scheduled for 4th June. June the 4th. Jeffrey Grubb is a reliable leaker. He's very reliable when it comes to leaking things. He covers games for VentureBeat. Good old VentureBeat. I know somebody from there. Yeah, so all in all, we see that you can get masks for $9.98 all over the fucking place. Oh, how the times have changed. But also that we got people revealing for Sony, because Sony won't do a fucking proper event, that you're going to be able to feel in-game raindrops through the haptic feedback on the PS5 DualSense controller, accompanied with the 3D audio engine that the PS5 has. This is really cool to hear. The reason it's really cool to hear, like I kind of went into this talking about how we've already heard about this a little bit already, but this isn't Sony coming out. And as much as I would love Sony to come out and fucking talk about this isn't Sony coming out and telling people about this. This is devs who have experienced it talking about this behind the scenes, kind of. I mean, they're talking on a podcast, but they're still talking about this candidly. Apparently, he was going to talk more about this, but he can't because of an NDA. So I'm surprised he even talked about this far. But this is still pretty vague stuff. But it's still another confirmation that what they're talking about is at least doing something worth talking about. It's not just more vibration. It's something different, something that you're going to mention on a podcast an hour and 20 minutes into it. All in all, I've already talked about this before. I'm very excited for this controller. I'm excited for new consoles. I'm picking up both of them when I get the chance. And I'm excited for all the new tech. But the PS5's controller is a huge departure from what we've got with PlayStation prior. And this whole new idea of DualSense having the haptic feedback, having these triggers are supposed to have some kind of tension to them when you're pulling the trigger, when you're pulling a bow back, you're supposed to feel in the trigger. I don't know if they mean by vibration or actual some kind of physical pushback. That's how they make it sound. I don't know. I've never used the fucking thing. It sounds like they're really going for immersion here, and that's very exciting for me. Not only just for gaming. I mean, that's obviously awesome, but PlayStation has already fucked around with VR. This will have PSVR for sure. They already said that early on, that they're going into PS5 with VR in mind. And this screams to me that they are going into it with VR in mind, because if you have a headset that can do surround sound audio using this new engine while also using a controller that has this feedback that you can feel things going on the controller that you don't feel on anything else, with a headset on, which if you have not done VR, it does not translate. If you look at it on a screen from a 2D perspective, watching pretty much a 3D game from a 2D perspective, it's not the same. You got to have both viewpoints to get the full depth of VR. And with the headset accompanied by those two things, this is going to be an immersive experience that's not even offered on PC right now. And that is super fucking exciting for me. I was also thinking about the other day, like, if this thing has that good of feedback on the DualSense, if it can make you feel the rain on the controller as you're holding it, what kind of cool things could they put into that vibration that could possibly give you new insights into the game that weren't there prior? So, for instance, I'm playing Hunt Showdown a lot lately, and the audio engine in that game is so fucking detailed that, like, every gun in the game, you can go look at it in the menu, and you can press F to fire it. And when you fire it, you can scroll back or scroll in, and you can zoom in as close as possible to it or zoom out like 1,000 meters and fire the gun off. And the audio engine is able to make a sound effect from 1,000 meters away up to right next to it. And that kind of information in that game is I mean, there's not really a game like it. There's everything in that game, all the audio is telling you something. Everything. You hear something, there's something physically doing that. Or there's something physically making that happen. Or there's something going off to tell you about it. And that's made me just really appreciate ways to play games with different input than like a HUD going, go that way, go northeast, go, oh, you got shot from this direction. When the audio is so deep that it can tell you all this information without even interacting with you visually or physically, makes me think about this controller and maybe having really interesting vibrations that could possibly give you information that just two motors going can't do. I mean, the Switch has a very, in the Joy-Cons, has a very impressive vibration feature. The Joy-Cons are fucking small, and they're able to do some really interesting things with those, with the Joy-Cons when it comes to vibration. And I feel like we're going to get something way more advanced with the PS5 DualSense. It's a newer console, it's a newer technology, and it makes me wonder what kind of creative things they're going to do. I mean, I was even thinking, if you can get such individual vibrations as to feel raindrops, if you're playing a game like Hunt Showdown, there's twigs out in the woods, and you can kind of spot them if you play the game enough. You know which ones are going to do it. But if you walk on them, they'll snap, and they're really fucking loud. And it's to scare you, but also people kind of far away can hear the twig snap. And I was thinking, if you could get like individual vibrations off like a millisecond on the controller, maybe feel the vibration through the controller when you step on a twig, just for that game. Obviously, other games can do whatever the fuck they want. It would add even further to a very visceral experience, a feedback that I've never experienced in a game, and that really excites me. So all in all, this is some pretty vague stuff, but it's also more confirmation on a lot of the stuff we're hearing. It's someone going, hey, that stuff you're hearing about, it's true, according to me, and it's really cool. You're going to really like it. And that is exciting for me, because we are heading into a new era of gaming, and I want to hear about what it's bringing, what's the new shit, and this is some of the new stuff. I'm really fucking excited for it. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about, I don't know who the guy was. Was it Austin Wintory or Mike Bithell? One of these fucking dudes talking about this controller, kind of confirming that this thing's going to have some really impressive feedback when it comes to its haptic feedback, vibrations. And are you excited for this kind of stuff? Are you not excited for this kind of stuff? What kind of things do you want to see in the next gen of consoles? What's the most exciting thing about the next gen of consoles to you? Are you going to be picking them up? Are you picking up the Xbox Series X? Are you picking up the PS5? You're picking up both? You're picking up fucking neither. You're going to wait on them. No console war shit. Don't fucking fight each other in the comments, although no one does ever. So you guys are better than that. But I just got to say it because I just want us all to be on the same page. And yeah, let me know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. But that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out my streams, links down below. I stream on everything. Check out our Discord, link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all the time. And we're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you prefer to listen to us in audio form. And yeah, my name's Seth. Until the next episode, which for sure, at the end of this week, I think Saturday and Sunday, we're doing Game of the Month and Plus Club. So play those games, come back at the end of this month. Come to Game of the Month, because we're going to be finding out what Chris is picking too, so that's going to be fun. And maybe we'll have a episode out this week. If there's some big reveal, I'll be doing it. So I'll be reacting to it. So until then, have a good week, guys, and take it easy.